Procrastinating for the right time is a wealth self-deletion. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the things that took me 44 years to learn. So one of the lessons that I've learned growing up is that change isn't the tip of your fingers. It is all a matter of your mindset and how you feel about where you are headed. Remember, it is not about the journey, it is about the destination. But I believe that the journey is the destination. You need to see yourself already in the future and financially secured rather than you looking at the road that you are still going to traverse. Because when you look at things that way, you get easily discouraged. You need to live as though you are already wealthy or rich or whatever the case might be. I also learned at 44 that it is not about how much you have in your bank account, but it is about financial security. How do you get financial security? In my opinion, or as I have learned growing to 44, is the amount of money that keeps coming into your bank account rather than how much you have in your bank account. You can have a great paying job and getting a predictable income of whatever amount you think is great, and then you are happy. I grew up with the mentality that if I worked hard, I will get promoted and make more money. Wrong mentality. Never think that way. Always think about, okay, I get this predictable income every single month, but what more can I do to make more money so that I get financial security? So the first thing that I learned is about time. That time is the best determiner of whether you are going to reach that destination or not. Because along the way towards your financial security, you are going to go through a lot of things. The first thing that I went through was the fantasy of being wealthy. And of course, I took the decision that I am going to traverse this road. I will go to school, I'll get a job of what I've studied in university, and then stick on my desk and until I'm 65, and all the pension fund that I'm going to be paid out is what I'm going to enjoy. Wrong. At 65, imagine how much of the money that you've worked hard for is actually going to give you the peace of mind and the fun that you want, when you can start right now at 20, 30, 40, 50, or even 60. So do not look at money in that way, because you are not going to enjoy that money in pain, on medication, now and again have to run to the hospital, and all of those things. You need to take money very seriously. You need to befriend it and attract more of it on a daily basis. So I've learned that time is a commodity that you need to respect, because you know why? None of us have enough of it. You will never know when it's all gonna come to an end. Could be an accident, an ailment, epidemic or pandemic. Anything can happen. So it's important that you look at time as something that is very limited to securing your finances. So you better get on it. And I also learned that I need to get away from the fact that whenever I earn money, it's going towards bills as well as groceries. Instead of looking at the money that I'm earning and then divide the money into various accounts. The first account that you should have is savings account. The second account that I need to have is an emergency account. If 2020 taught me anything, is that nothing is guaranteed. Even the 9-to-5 job that you have, it could go away just like that, because some country might experience a sickness that will spread across the world, and the job that you thought was secured until you're 65 years old is gone. That means your predictable income is also gone. So what do you do when you have nothing saved? When you don't have emergency funds? When you don't have any funds that is waiting for a moment like this one? You could fall ill. You can have an accident that is going to cut off one of your limbs. What are you going to do? So you need to have various accounts. My favorite account that I have is a high yield account. This is where 20% of my money goes to. 20% of my money that I earn goes to. 30% of my other money goes towards my rent, my groceries, and other things that I need during the course of the month. And a whopping 50% goes towards my savings. This is the kind of mentality that I learned the hard way, especially after 2020. You know what happened in 2020. That woke me up, and I realized, oh my goodness, it could all come crashing down without you even thinking it would ever will. And with my 4 different bank accounts, I came to realize that I need to be consistent. 50% goes towards my investments, 30% go towards my needs and wants, and the other 20% goes towards my emergency funds. The second thing that I learned is that working hard is a scam. Actually, working smart is actually legit. What do I mean by that? You could work so hard and earn 7 figures a year, but still you are broke. You are living hand to mouth in some instances. Sometimes you literally count the cents or the dollars that are left in order for you to buy food or fill up your vehicle. That is not living. But being smart is what I just talked about just now, where I said separate your salary into 4 different accounts. The ones that I've already mentioned. The 4th one, of course, is your main bank account where your salary comes in. That's the money that is just going to lie there after all the other bank accounts have been filled up accordingly. And then you know that, okay, I know for the month of March, I am going to have money for gas, I'm going to have money for lunch, I'm going to have money to be able to assist a family member that might call needing some financial assistance. So you'll have to learn to prioritize your income by making sure that you pay as minimal as you can on your vehicle installment every month. That means do not buy a German car that costs millions of dollars. Instead, buy a car that will take you from A to B. And when you pay the installment, it's not going to break your back. The other thing, quit buying expensive fashion or high fashion clothes and having accounts at Louis Vuitton store or Gucci store where you have to pay again an arm and a leg in installments every single month. Live below your needs, because when you do that, you will always have the peace of mind when you look at your main bank account having some money that is left for you to play around with. Or you can even take whatever is remaining and you know that for this month, this is only amount that I need. Then you take the rest and then you plug them into these other accounts. The third thing that I learned is that I must never over worry myself and overwhelm myself about my salary, how my salary is going to sustain me for the next 20 days or 30 days or whatever the case might be. Instead, start small. You know, when you start small, that let's say start with these investments that I talked about earlier. The first investment probably you are thinking of saving on is your compound interest account. Let's say you put $500 every single month in your compound interest account, but you are thinking, no man, $500 is too much. Instead, start by 1% of your salary. Put it in the compound interest account. The point here is not to get rich quickly. The point is for you to compound every $100 that you put in that account so that in 20, 25 years, when you look back, it has made you at least around $100,000 to $200,000. That is money when you are 65 years old, and that is extra $200,000 that you can play around, maybe take a bucket list vacation or fulfill all of your bucket lists in that $200,000 that you have been saving up since you were 20, 30, 40, or even 50. But my advice is for your compound interest account, put at least $500 to about $1,000 a month. That way you get a larger outcome of that investment in your compound interest account. Lesson number 4, nothing is guaranteed. Again, 2020 taught me a grave lesson about nothing is guaranteed, including the 9 to 5 that I had. Because one day when I came to work, I found a letter, not even an email, a letter telling me that, well, because of the pandemic that we are having out there, unfortunately, we're going to have to let you go. When I asked why I had to be let go, it's because I'm one of the people that are paid some high amounts of money. And they are just going to keep those low-paying employees, and they will give them some of our responsibilities. And there's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing you can do, because the company is not making business, and there's this pandemic that's going on out there. Nobody knows when it's going to end. And so the wise thing for their financial survival was to let go of the people that were getting paid some good money, if you may. So that is why you need to have that emergency account for endemics, epidemics, and also pandemics. Have accounts for each one of these unforeseen circumstances, because trust me, had I had that type of account just ready for me, I would not have struggled the way I did in 2020, 2021. It was bad in 2021, even though I was earning good amount of money. But then again, I live in Africa. Your salary is not just your salary. It is also the salary of your family, your siblings, your cousins, their children, and extended family, sometimes even neighbors. I did say this in my other video. And at the end of the day, how much you are left with? You're just left with what is going to sustain you for the month until your next salary. But after 2021 and I got re-employed, I changed my mindset and I learned, no, I need to have an emergency account. And in my emergency account, I need to make sure it's enough for the next 6 months should there be a pandemic or an endemic or epidemic of expenses. But I was like, not it's going to be 6 months. Mine, I'm going to make it 24 months of expenses if anything had to happen. Because we learned that sometimes a pandemic can last about 2 years, two and a half years. So if you have money to sustain you during that time while you're on lockdown, then there is nothing that you will worry about. However, your salary alone is not enough. That is another thing that I learned, that I need to add. This is point number 5 that I learned. Add more streams of income. Don't just rely on your job, because it is not guaranteed. Anything can happen. You are a human being yourself. Anything can happen to you too, where you are still alive. You are still capable, but something is missing because of an operation or an accident or something. But you do not now have to sit on your bed looking useless. Have streams of income. Let's talk about my 6th lesson, which is also another stream of income, if you may. I take money and I put it in my high yield account. This is an account that is easily accessible. It's not an emergency fund. It can also be an emergency fund if you want to. But this is money that I'm just putting it there for any case that might appear during the course of the month that might need me to have money in order to solve that problem. Again, we are not born off a tree. We didn't also fall from the sky. We come from families, and sometimes our families are going to go through things, and they might call you and say, please, can you help us with XYZ? And this is when I go into my high yield account and pull out what I can and give to them. That is one of the things that I learned, rather than just not having money and then you know that your family member really does need this. Maybe they're stuck in another country, or they're stuck somewhere where they know that you can assist. It is useless for you to earn high amounts of money, but you have absolutely nothing for your own family members that might need your help. So I am not saying that you must spoil them. All I'm saying is be helpful, because I believe in giving. And when you give, I have said this before, you get 10 times back. Now let's go back to the many streams of income. Now, this is lesson number 7. Have financial security. How do you have financial security? Having financial security includes you having multiple streams of income. We live in a digital era. In the digital era, we have the opportunities to make money online. You can start an online business that could make you between $5,000 to $50,000, depending on what it is that you are selling. Whether you're selling a digital course or a digital product, or you have a YouTube channel, or you have a cooking channel, or whatever the case might be, find an opportunity and a niche that you can pursue in getting clients that are going to support your business. You can go to rental business, where you rent out an apartment, renovate the apartment, turn it into an Airbnb, and you are going to be having a recurring income from people that will be visiting that particular city. Always make sure that it's a city that gets a lot of tourists or business tourists that need accommodation. You will be one of the people that will be enlisted on Airbnb.com, and you'll be making money. The goal is to also be 99 or 95% occupied, meaning your Airbnb is always occupied with people, and therefore you are earning money. If it's not that, then you can get yourself involved with affiliate marketing programs. Get links and post these links on all your social media platforms. People go and purchase whatever product that you are promoting, and you get a commission out of those. You can get stock dividends as well if you invest some of the money in some stocks. Trust me, these side hustles do work. And the best part about these side hustles, they are passive income. This is an income that does not come directly to you, but goes towards your emergency fund, goes towards your high yield accounts, also goes towards your investments. Your salary still adds onto these accounts, including your compound interest account. So you need to be smart rather than working hard, because working hard, as I said, it is a scam. Lesson number 8, don't overthink everything. Because when you overthink, I know after the pandemic and I got a new job, I started panicking because I was overthinking things. I was not trusting the security of the job because the pandemic was still happening. And I was overthinking things, and because I started a journey towards my financial security, I was also making financial mistakes because I was overthinking things and overcomplicating the process by listening to people as well. Because you know how people are. Every person have their own financial method of doing things, and some of these things, they did not work for me. Instead, I lost a lot of money. So don't overthink things. Don't panic. Too many hands also spoil the broth. Do not involve people. That is why today I don't have friends, because I do not want to be confused by people. And secondly, I don't want to have people in my life that are going to have me spending money rather than saving up for rainy days. Lesson number 9 is that I also adopted a life of minimalism, frugality. I don't spend my money on frivolous things anymore. Prior to the pandemic, this was me going on holidays, doing this and doing that, where at the end of the day it brought me back absolutely nothing but frustration. Now, I live frugalously. I have minimal things that I buy, things that I used to have, I no longer have them. And at the end of the day, once I'm being paid, guess who has money? It's me. And I am loving it. Lesson number 10, I found more ways to increase my income. Not only with the passive incomes that I've mentioned earlier, I found other ways as well of making money, getting myself involved in focus groups, and I would do surveys and be paid somehow something between $250 an hour to even $1,000 an hour in some instances. These are the things that will require time. Remember that thing, that commodity that we don't have? Yeah. Always think about time that way. You don't have time. That is why you need to do things right now. Lesson number 11, never postpone, never wait, never tell yourself, oh yeah, when things are all right, I will start investing. Or when I get that promotion, I will start doing the things that you talked about in this video. Let me tell you something, each day that you postpone or you wait, you are losing tens of thousands of dollars, if not millions. Because if you start right now, pronto, you are already on your way, guaranteed towards your financial security. Don't wait. That's what I learned. 2020, 2021 taught me to spring up and take action, especially when it comes to my finances and my financial security. That is why you see me having a YouTube channel. This is not the only YouTube channel that I have. I've got 5 other YouTube channels, and all 5 of them are making money. I am part of the YouTube Partner Program on all 5 of my YouTube channels. Why? Because I never want to go through what I went through in 2020. And besides, as a 44-year-old, I ought to be successful and probably even preparing for my early retirement. Because I want to retire early so that I get to enjoy all of this money that I'm busy working really hard to save, instead of when I'm 65 and I'm suffering from backache and my legs are swelling, or I have a lifestyle disease that my money that I've been working so hard towards is going there instead of me living my best life. I don't want to be in that situation. So that is why I got up immediately and I said, I'm starting right now. I'm starting right now towards my financial security. So I hope you're also not going to do the same thing and say, oh yeah, let me just wait a little bit until. No, whatever you've got right now, start working with it. Again, change is in the tip of your hands. All that you have to do is take action right now. Anyways, if this video was of any value to you, please hit me that like button. It helps the channel to grow. And also leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video far and wide, but importantly also subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you next time with a new video. Goodbye.